Welcome to the 11th episode of New Show.
Oh, we got the numbering right today. That's good.
Lucky number.
I'm not sure that it's right, but I'll go with it.
I'm pretending.
It is.
I'm pretending that's
This
true.
one is right. We're joined with Toker, Terry, and Maho.
Never call me that again.
Oh.
Well, it's what's in the title of the last episode,
You
so...
better fucking change it. I swear to motherfucking God. I ain't never met a non-bipolar Terry, and I surely as hell don't want to be associated with that kind of person.
Oh my. Oh my.
Don't depression shame, Terry. Just go with it.
I'm leaving. Goodbye.
Well, you know what someone named Terry would do? They would come to a restaurant on a business dinner with four other friends, order a $98 ribeye, eat it, have the manager come to your table, and you don't say a thing, and then call 2 days later to say that your ribeye was too fatty.
Okay. Was this Hulk Hogan?
No, Hulk Hogan do that?
No, but his name's Terry.
Dookie.
Dookie.
Yeah, so we're not allowed to play that clip, Toker?
No, the WWE came after me pretty hard on that one.
What, for a movie that they don't even own? Do they own that movie?
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I put... So we get on the YouTube show every once in a while, we'll get like a copyright thing. And normally it's like, you can't monetize. And it's like, well, we're not trying to monetize anyway. No big deal. But I put the no holds barred Hulk Hogan Dookie scene in there. And it's just him saying Dookie twice. However long it takes to say Dookie, that's how long the clip is in there.
Dookie!
And yeah, it got the copyright strike and would not play anywhere. Like they were like, you can't monetize it. Oh, and your video won't play except for like a couple places in South America.
Wow.
Those
They are super serious.
Those are the few places where Hulk Hogan can't touch.
It's probably where they filmed his boat paradise show. And
yeah,
he still
yeah.
owes him a favor.
Oh gosh, what is that called? Shit, I can't remember the name.
Thunder in Paradise.
Yeah. It was Knight Rider, but a boat. Also Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
That was a thing?
Yeah, but the
How come
boat
just-
didn't talk. It was just a supersonic speedboat, sci-fi, mega technology, super weapon that for some reason they gave to Hulk Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
And
How
it was
long
just-
did that last?
I don't know, like 5-6 episodes.
Oh, okay.
But why would they make it a boat?
Because it's California and it's like the cheapest place to shoot is the beach.
I think they thought the idea sounded cool, and then they got to episode 4 and realized that all the episodes had to make a boat part of the solution. And they realized that they were running out of ideas really fast.
Yeah, I think it was like during that like early Baywatch days. Everybody's like, "Oh, people like the beach." I'm like, "Yeah, that's why they watch Baywatch, the beach."
The beach.
Yeah, we all know we watched it for David Hasselhoff.
Yep. He can hassle my Hoff any day. Yeah.
Is he doing anything right now? The last time I heard he was a German superstar for his music.
No, he's always been that.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
What?
that's enough.
That's a full-time gig.
Do you really need any more than fame in Germany?
That's pretty much whole Hasselhoff's all stuff. Hasselhoff, that's enough.
I think he's supposed to be in the next Kung Fury movie whenever that's eventually going to happen.
Is it going to be it's going to be an actual sequel and not just an even Snyder cut length version of Kung Fury? Like
There's no telling.
it started out as like what a 5-minute short and then a 20-minute short and then a feature length thing.
Yeah, the feature-length thing is 40 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
it's not
okay.
even a full hour and a half.
Gosh, I can't believe. Yeah,
It's phenomenal, though.
oh no, I love it.
But
So
Arnold
you guys-
was supposed to be president, and David Hasselhoff was supposed to return. So I'm excited.
So did you guys watch the new Justice League?
No, I have not watched. I didn't watch it the first time.
Yeah.
Why would I watch the Snyder cut?
I still am not sure if I watched the first one. Like, every so often, I'm like, this seems familiar, but this could have been in one of the trailers because they like to tell you everything in the trailer. So, I don't know if I saw it the first time, but I definitely did watch the new one.
Those DC movies lost me at Martha. Save Martha. I'm like, all right, I'm done. That's enough of that.
Martha? Question mark?
Oh, Batman v Superman. I did not like it.
I thought the new one was a fine movie, even though it was 4 hours long.
Yeah, that's also a non-starter for me too.
I mean, we just broke it up into 2 sittings.
I hear. Yeah, I hear it's
Wasn't
chapterized, which sounds convenient.
When we started to get sleepy the first time, we were like, all right, when this chapter is over,
Yep.
I'll start again tomorrow.
Like, are any of y'all going to watch any new Marvel movies that come out? Or are y'all just going to be like, that was the end?
I don't even know what's slated. I know there's a Doctor Strange, supposedly.
I will watch them. I will watch them because they've been like the best thing around lately. And I've been enjoying WandaVision. I wasn't completely turned off by that whatchamacallit show.
Falcon and the Wolf.
Hobo dude?
Falcon
Yeah.
and the Wolf? What?
I don't know why. I know it's
Winter
Winter Soldier, but I
Soldier.
call him the Wolf because it makes more sense to me.
He walks around looking like a hobo most of the time. It's like, just calm
I
down.
don't know.
Dude. Like,
Whenever someone says the Wolf, I picture Harvey Keitel in the tuxedo coming to like clean the dead body. Pulp Fiction.
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. That show, like, it wasn't horrible. So, yeah, I thought it was going to be really boring. I was like, I don't know how you're going to make these guys' stories interesting, but it wasn't.
I haven't watched it yet, so I was hoping they'd go with that Winter Soldier movie vibe, where it was like a 70s spy thriller.
No, I hated that
it's
movie.
not like that. Oh, you didn't like that one? I like that
I
one.
fucking I hated everything. I don't give a. Captain America can just go jump off a cliff for all I'm concerned. He doesn't intrigue me in any way, shape, or form.
What? Not even his abs.
No.
His,
before he
plenty
jumps
people
off
have
that
abs.
cliff, he'll make a mention about what it is God should look like.
Yeah.
What?
That was in the first Avengers movie where like Thor and Iron Man and all of them are fighting, and he goes to jump in, and some lady in the pilot seat is like, those are literal gods. And he goes, there's only one God, ma'am, and he doesn't dress like that. And then he jumps off the plane, and it's just like, God damn it.
Well, he is from
Exactly.
he was from the late 30s. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Is like that. All of that stuff. You could leave it in the late 30s. Fine with it.
I'm glad they went with the normal Captain America instead of like the ultimate Captain America, who was a 1930s racist.
It's more accurate these days, I think. Though,
Well,
right?
like the Captain America from the comic books is pretty like malleable. Like he sort of conforms to the times the comics are written in.
I see.
It's probably for the best, honestly.
Yeah,
But Superman hated the KKK back when they were popular. Why couldn't Captain America hate the KKK?
I'm sure he did.
Did he, though?
I mean, I don't know.
You just said he was a racist back then.
No, I was talking about the Ultimates Marvel Universe. Like they did this quick, weird reboot several years ago, and where they just rebooted the whole universe.
Oh.
Yeah, like that's where you get like Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men. They had some pretty decent stories, but even after a while, Marvel's like, okay, we're done with this. Let's go back to our normal continuity.
Well.
I do really enjoy watching people try to explain what's happening and why this person can't be in this series or hasn't been so far, and like all that stuff. It's just so fun watching people just pull all these theories from wherever. It's very interesting.
I talked to several
Just
theory
like, tell me
crafters.
more. Tell me more.
What the hell's a theory crafter?
You know, people that like watch a TV show and then just sort of like chat with their friends and online about where it could possibly be going, especially if it's based on some sort of established canon somewhere else.
Those people who read the book
People read the
and they're
book
like, oh yeah, well,
or read the wiki and pretended they read the book.
That's probably the best way to digest anything after book 3 in the Game of Thrones series.
Yeah, probably. Like, you want bullet points. You don't want to actually slog through that thing.
Yeah, here's a whole chapter about somebody being paranoid.
A whole chapter of someone being paranoid?
Basically.
oh man, Matt Ruff wrote a good book about paranoia. Very interesting.
Who?
I don't know. The guy who wrote Lovecraft Country?
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't gotten around to it.
My AC's running. I'm gonna go turn that off real quick. Y'all keep vamping.
Vamping. All right.
I mean, we've been doing that this whole time anyway.
Yeah, you haven't said a goddamn word. You can't even hear me. I'm just yelling.
He just walked away. So, what can let's dive into a subject real quick while he's gone.
Just let's pretend like we were saying something really, really off the wall whenever he puts his headphones back on.
Or he puts his headphones back on. We've just been talking about the best way to eat a pizza roll. That's not nearly as entertaining.
Yeah,
Hot Pockets.
and that's why I don't think anybody from the South Pacific should be allowed in America. Like, period.
Mm-hmm. Valid points.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad you've come around to my extremely racist worldview.
Well, I'm glad we can all agree on that. I was actually wanting to bring that up.
Oh.
Thankfully, y'all did it for me.
It's like, it's funny because we're all joking, but...
I am, in fact, joking. I know this is audio. I'm just putting that out there. I am, in fact, joking.
How well does the joke play?
The South Pacific has some very sexy people, and they're very welcome in America.
But only the sexy ones.
Yeah, no, don't send your ugly... no uggos.
No uggos.
We got plenty of uggos here. I happen to be one.
Sexy is subjective, so they're all welcome, basically.
I guess.
Toker, you're always my favorite person who writes in noobs notes. Because you do what I want you to do, and that's just write random phrases like screams diabetes.
Yeah.
Screams diabetes.
I was going back through and I was having a hard time because before I wrote screams diabetes, I wrote, yeah, it's vegan, but it's made for meat. Those are both work stories. Both of those are. Where I work used to be, we did a bunch of different tacos, and I could make somebody something vegetarian pretty easy, but vegan was like, you're asking a bit much.
Yeah.
Because, like, we just don't... here's some kimchi on a taco? Get out of my face.
People that ask for pork-free stuff in the South.
Yeah.
Like, man, everything's made with pork.
Like, my shampoo has pork in it. Like, there's nothing you can get here.
I mean, that was my whole childhood growing up, was like, does it have pork in it? Okay, well, I guess I just don't eat
We
it.
pick up a guy at work for dialysis, and, like, his wife just got out of the hospital Monday for open-heart surgery. And on Tuesday, when we dropped him off, she was making a huge pan of bacon for us.
Smart lady. She knows her time's up, and she's got to get that bacon in.
She's trying to live while she can.
Yeah.
But vegans, Toker?
Okay, so yeah, now we do burgers and meat on stick. That's our menu outside of tater tots, and somebody was trying to get
Meat on stick.
They wanted something vegan, and I was just like, the only thing that I have that we make in house that's vegan is this pineapple barbecue sauce, but it's made for meat. Like I put it in bacon filled jalapenos, so like that's the profile I was going for. So I just, Verde's right next door. They're a salad shop. You just 3 more feet to the left, you wouldn't have this problem.
You can have a
But
salad.
here we are. You're at a burger place asking for a vegan option. So I don't know. I want to take your money. I just don't know how.
Are y'all not doing tacos anymore?
No.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, a little bit. I do still have the duck taco.
Okay, so yeah, everything's fine then.
Yeah,
As long as that's still there.
And then the Screams Diabetes thing was, I used to bar back, and when our beer was like on the other side of the restaurant, so when we were real busy, I'm toting cases of beer from dry storage to the bar, and it never failed. There would always be a group of drunk people who I would just keep being like, excuse me, they would move, and then 3 minutes later, I'm having to ask them the same thing again, and they couldn't get it in their head that they needed to like stay out of the way.
Like you're in a fire zone, move.
Right, so I just started screaming, I got diabetes! And they would move, but then they would think about what I said, and that made their brain acknowledge that I was actually a person in their universe who had a job, and they would stay out of the way. So it wasn't true at the time. It might be in the future, but
hell, it might be now for me. I don't know.
yeah, who knows?
I've been falling asleep real early. I'm like,
But if you're a bar back and a busy, that's a trick I use. Don't just say excuse me or pardon me, because that's, that goes in one ear and out the other. They'll move for the moment. You scream something weird at them, Funyuns, and then their brain has to acknowledge what's happening, and then they realize that you're a person, and they stay out of the way.
That's a verbal link cloud.
yeah, it's a smoke bomb.
I got to use mine the other day, because if y'all ever drove in downtown Charleston, it fucking sucks. because it's so small. But a guy was trying to pull out in front of me. I'm like, dude, I'm already late for work. I gotta go. I'm not letting you out. He pulls in front of me anyway. Has to do a 3-point turn. So in my car, I'm just like, you son of a bitch. I'm so fucking... So I rolled down my window to yell at this guy, and then he sees that, so he rolls down his window, and he's already looking pissed. I'm like, man, I'm gonna suck your dick. And then all the rage leaves his face, and he starts laughing and just drives off, and that was the highlight of my day.
It's nice. It's nice.
Because you can only get so mad at someone who wants to suck your dick.
I've told that to many of people, and it doesn't get quite the same response.
Well, it's because you were trying to hit on people in a gay club, I'm assuming.
No. I mean, no. Generally, it's...
Not every time.
Sometimes it's straight men. Sometimes it's manly-looking women when I'm drunk enough.
Have we told that story for the world to hear?
No,
Terrence?
we don't need to. It's fine.
I think we should.
I don't even know which one you're talking about, to be honest with you.
The I got a butthole motherfucker?
Yeah, you probably have.
No, he hasn't. I've been on every one of these. I know the story, and he hasn't told it, but I love the story.
I think you're embellishing that, because I may not remember a lot of it, but it doesn't sound like me. It never has.
Well, we were at a local watering hole, and
AKA my butt.
And you were a little intoxicated, and you had been staring at this dude at the bar to the point where he came over. Y'all worked up a conversation. I wasn't eavesdropping, or I wasn't trying to, but then I was.
I talk real loud when I drink.
Yeah, because you started talking louder, and you were blatantly hitting on the dude. Like, look, man, I'm into you, blah, 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 blah. I can't remember exactly what game you threw at him. And he was super, like...
My typical incredibly weak game, I believe.
He was super, like, flattered, but not into it. He was like, hey, man, I appreciate it, but I'm not gay. I'm not into it. You know, it's cool, whatever. And you were like, but, you know, have you tried it? And he was like, you know, maybe, but thank you. No, thank you. Finally, you just went... He said something about, like, you just don't have what I'm looking for. And you went, I got a butthole, motherfucker. Let's do this.
That story's probably a lie. You're making that shit up.
No, I'm not.
Anyway.
That's when I knew Terrence was gay.
That was when you knew?
That's when you knew?
I knew a lot longer than that.
It wasn't until he... kissed the dude I went to high school with and I realized, oh no, he's gay.
I didn't realize I came across as so incredibly straight otherwise.
I'm blind to that really.
Oh, you don't see rainbow colors?
No. With you, it was I'd gamed with y'all for a few months before I found out, and it was a very blatant story that you told about
he's vacuuming in there.
Oh, God.
Is that what that fucking noise is?
W-H-Y.
I don't know.
Yell at him to stop. Go spank him or something. I don't know.
No, he'll be punished enough when he's done, because...
I don't know what you mean, but...
His hay fever.
Gracious.
Mm-hmm. Oh, this is...
I'm sorry.
You can clearly hear the vacuum cleaner. That's going to be real fun to edit.
No, I'm just going to write a message of how Terrence is an asshole and this is all his fault.
You know, I did not intend for this to happen. Jesse invited one of his friends over. He's like, oh, we got to clean up a little bit. I'm like, okay. And by we, he meant me.
So...
And by a little bit, he meant the entire house.
That story holds since you're in here talking to us about hitting on dudes at gay bars, and he's in there vacuuming.
I think it's hilarious. Like, we were talking about where we were going to go one time, and I was like, I don't care where we go as long as if you have a cat, you just vacuum. And Noob's like, my house is out.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that shit. Lift a finger.
Well, here's the thing. I can't vacuum. I don't have a vacuum because I live on hardwood floors.
Oh, well, then you could sweep.
Like, well, then, yeah, it's sweep, but that's different.
Yeah, like, it's the... I don't know what I'm trying
like
to say.
Like I told him I was recording at 7. I don't...
Let's just all quietly listen to that vacuum cleaner go on in the background.
Right.
Yeah, that's partially why I was like...
Yeah, he messaged him on Facebook. Said, hey, I'm trying to record a show here. Did you knock the vacuum off?
Yeah, I was going to cut out all of your audio, Terrence.
It's fine.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
The Mahogany and Toker show.
Apparently.
No.
Jesus fucking Christ.
That sounds like a high-quality vacuum cleaner, at least.
It is nuts.
Sounds like it's doing work.
Terrence.
Go tell him, Shishams.
Go ask.
Tell him, Mahogany said, to whom it may concern, Shishams.
Tell him that Maho said to stop vacuuming.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God.
So anyhow, this is how I found out my mom and grandmother knew that I was masturbating.
So what happened was...
They asked me why I keep starching my socks, and I was like, what the fuck is starch?
Oh.
Yuck.
So my grandmother was having a stroke. We were at her house. And sometimes when people start having a stroke, they start just saying whatever's on the top of their mind.
This is not a happy story.
It kind of is. It's kind of dark, I guess. But we were standing there like waiting on the ambulance to show up, and she's throwing out family secrets from from forever. And she looks at me and she goes, "That's perfectly natural that you touch yourself." I was just like, "Oh my God, I've never masturbated here, so that means
that my mom has been telling her."
My mom knows, and she's been spreading the words around. And
that could have been to anybody. Like, do you have any uncles or?
No.
At least your grandmother was saying that instead of "you're going to hell for touching your Peter."
Yeah, that's what I'm used to.
Well, I don't think that's the only thing they tell you you're going to hell for.
I mean, there are many things I am going to hell for. Gay is very low on the list, I'm sure.
No, Gam was a very lovely grandmother,
but she
she knew that I was masturbating.
She thought about you jerking off sometimes.
Yeah,
you know?
Sometimes.
I think,
in the dead of night, her eyes would snap open. He's like, "I bet he's doing it right now."
y'all had a psychic link together.
Oh God, it sounds horrible.
See, that's the problem. They say, like, if you want to last longer in the sack, you should think of, like, your grandparents.
Oh,
the problem
no.
is that we're psychically connected.
No.
So when I'm like, hey, I don't want to just jerk off for 2 minutes. I want to jerk off for 10 because it feels good. I better buy myself some time. And then she wakes in a cold sweat. She's like, he's doing it now, and he needs 5 more minutes. And
she just starts aggressively reading the Bible.
I've got a weird urge to polish a gun now.
Oh, gross.
This is the worst Stephen King movie I've ever watched.
It's like
what is that?
Like Thinner, but wanker.
Yeah.
What's that movie called, though?
Depends on what channel it's going to come on. If it's Lifetime, it's going to be a really weird long title. Mental Connections, the Chris Smith story. Which isn't that great, but then you start watching it, you're like, I don't know this. It's a little weird, but I'm in now.
What about Wrinkled Magnolias?
The Burning Bed, male edition.
I think all parents know that their kids,
I mean, you have to. Like, I mean, you did it.
Yeah, there's no proof of that.
There's no proof that you jerk off. Look at that fucking cat ear thing you're wearing.
What, Mahogany? What do you have to add to this conversation?
I just keep waiting for it to change.
No, tell us how your
The
parents
subject
found
to
out that you
change.
masturbate.
I can't say for sure that they have. So there.
So for them, it was just an assumption.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I am very private.
Private.
And
Did you start taking really long showers?
I mean, I've never had any concept of time inside the bathroom, and that's one of my biggest issues in life.
Did you start being
is that
real particular about the shape of your shampoo bottles?
That's a really weird.
That is unacceptable.
That was a really weird. I was about to say the bathroom curse is really weird. You go into the bathroom and you lose all perception of time.
Yeah, I have a problem when I go into bathrooms where, like, I talk to myself a lot, and if you know me, you know that. I'm making sounds, I'm half of thinking, and like sometimes part of the conversation will come out and I don't even realize it happening. But like the bathroom is one of those places where I used to just go there to get away from my brothers, because it goes boy, then me, then boy, and then my sisters are like way younger than me, so it was like me and boys and my grandma, who was like, haha, fuck you, go take care of those boys, you know. So and like all my friends were boys except for my one friend next door, who I wasn't allowed to go to her house often. Weird. So like everybody I hung out with was boys, so I'd go hide in the bathroom just to like get away from boys a lot, and that's where I would hang out. So anyway, moving down the line, like now I go in a public restroom and I have to, if it's not a single stall, I have to consciously be aware of whether I'm talking or not, because I'll just forget that I'm not alone and be weird in the bathroom. People have probably told stories about me.
You're singing your Dookie songs?
I just will start talking. It doesn't even, like, it's like, I don't know if you think in sentences, but I do. And like, let's say I might just say every fourth word.
That sounds like a crazy person.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I'm not saying that is a crazy person.
You're in the bathroom, and you're washing your hands and you just hear blue. And I told him.
What?
You know, like, you're like, what the fuck is happening? Like, that's what can happen to me while I'm in the bathroom sometimes.
That sounds like that old Patton Oswalt bit where he had the guy who was on heroin come to open mic night, and he would pass out in between sets and then wake up in a totally different set.
Yeah, he told three different sets, but all interchanged like Pulp Fiction, like the timeline was all out of order.
Yeah. What was it, Dr. Pepper?
Dr. Pepper.
That's kind of my life. Like, I forget, and like I walk into the bathroom, I take a shower. Like, that's why I listen to music while I'm in the shower, because I can be like, okay, 3 or 4 songs have passed. If I don't, I could be in there for 5 minutes. I could be in there for an hour and 5 minutes. I don't know until like there's no more hot water.
Yeah,
or
that was usually my alarm
water
clock.
Heater. Then I can be in there for ages. And I'm just showering. Like, I'm not doing anything else.
Taking showers feels nice, man.
Yeah. I often think of like that movie Click, where Adam Sandler is just like sitting there, like dead-eyed. Like, I wonder, like, am I just like dead-eyed for like 5 minutes in the shower, and then I wash one arm, and then I'm dead-eyed for 5 minutes, staring at stuff, and then I wash the other arm? Like, how do I take so long in the shower? I don't know, but what was I doing? I don't know. I just washed my body, and then I got out.
I wasn't concerned when you said that you say 1 out of every 4 words in a sentence. And I wasn't worried when you said that you take an hour and a half long shower. I was worried when you said, I often think of the movie Click. That's when I was like, maybe you need medication.
That's quite possible.
That's one of the good Adam Sandler movies, right? Click?
Do you think about it often?
I mean, just the concept of him, like, fast-forwarding through his life, and then, like, you know, like, seeing it from the other people's side, where, like, he felt like he was just skipping all the boring parts, but really, he was just sitting there glassy-eyed, and, you know, everyone is like, what is fucking wrong with you? And he's just not responsive.
I think it was funny when Christopher Walken was, like, the Jesus of this movie.
The Jesus.
I don't remember that.
I thought he was the mad scientist
what I said
guy.
To you was all I remember about.
He was God in that movie.
What? I thought he was just a
No, who do you think he got the magic remote from?
Yep,
it was God. It wasn't from the scientist. It was just God.
That movie didn't make any goddamn sense.
Sure it does.
Yeah, I only watched it once, and what I said is what I took away from it. That's it.
Mm.
One of the lines I remember from that movie is, Michael Jackson, the first man to clone himself, sues himself for molesting himself. That's like the only line I remember from the movie.
I don't remember that.
That is very weird.
Mostly because probably Michael Jackson's dead now and it never happened.
Oh.
Yes. Yep. That'll do it.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted, to be honest with you.
Why, is it that vacuum going?
No, the vacuum's gone. No, it's just back to loud anime noises in the background.
Oh, okay.
He's not responding to my fucking Facebook messages.
I'm not responding to your face.
Make me not clean. I'll go watch anime really loudly.
I'll watch Food Wars and it'll be real awkward.
Do y'all know the first moment you became an adult?
I was 6.
No,
I don't know.
I mean, I started crying myself to sleep at like 11, so no, I don't.
Yeah, no. I'm one of those people that didn't really get to experience my childhood, so no. I can't really tell you when.
I'm not even sure
I'll
I
let you
am
know
an
when it
adult yet.
happens.
To be,
Yeah,
like, where's that metric? I don't know.
yeah. I'll let you know when it happens.
Is it all like financial anxiety? Because yay, I'm an adult. But
I think so. I think it's when you're an adult. It's when you're worried about finances.
Okay,
all
so
the time.
11.
Very young.
Yeah,
extremely young. Yes.
like way too
Despite my
young,
dad being
probably.
fucking loaded, he acted like we were poor as fuck.
Hey man, that's how the rich stay rich.
That's how. Let's not talk about it.
Yeah. I was like, I feel like we're about to go into therapy
Welcome to
territory.
I don't want to
New-
become frakes today.
the Frakes Therapy Hour.
So
Today,
anyway, I was working in a peach packing factory when I first hit double digits in age. I remember that I could swat the gnats with one hand all day and they would never end, much like the peaches that came through our area on rollers. I watched a pregnant woman vomit into one of the troughs and then continue to clean peaches. I was 10.
that actually happened.
Yeah.
I like your Werner Herzog-esque delivery.
I try.
I think you need to write your autobiography, Toker.
Trauma balls.
I've had, when you just put it into chapters, I've had some entertaining chapters. But if the whole life needs to get written out, there's a lot of dull spots.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that's the point of autobiographies is to just
Yeah.
edit out the very boring parts. Make yourself seem way more exciting than you are.
Yeah, you can't be just writing August 5th, 2011. I shit.
Yeah, that's
And
called
went
a
to bed.
journal.
Took 5 poops today. New personal best.
Yeah, huzzah.
I don't know. I get so angry sometimes thinking about that, but whatever.
Thinking about
about-
Dookie?
It's just so many things. So many things. It's so weird. But basically, most of my lifehood problems can be a lot of my lifehood problems can be drawn back to the fact that I'm lactose intolerant, and everybody told me, oh, there's nothing wrong. And I just thought that you just feel like that all the time, and you have to pee every 45 minutes all the time. That's your whole life. No, it's not. Anyway, dairy is bad.
Sorry.
Dairy is bad. Don't do it.
I had a similar
It's not good
situation
for
with my
you.
father and allergies.
Is that like a new campaign? Don't do dairy, kids.
I mean, sort of.
Like
It's probably what's wrong with you. If you don't know and you can't figure it out, cut out dairy and see if you feel better. Give it about a month.
I drank
See
a lot
what's
of milk.
happening.
You
Yeah.
do. We've seen it.
that explains your
Yeah,
complexion.
watch you.
My complexion is
Watched
clear.
you
Do you not
finish.
see?
No, yeah, but it's also milky white.
I got strong bones, is what I got.
Heyo.
Calcium. Yeah.
Milk. Let's talk about milk now.
Let's not. I'm sorry.
Let's talk about
When was the first time y'all had
baby.
milk?
Let's talk.
From the teat of my mother.
Yeah, several minutes old, I think.
Several seconds.
They were still cleaning the
Just-
placenta from my baby forehead when mother's nipple was placed upon my mouth.
God.
That voice just reminded me. I've abandoned my boy. Abandoned my boy.
My boy! It's a Saturday Night Live bit.
Bill Hader doing the guy from There Will Be Blood
I haven't seen
on
that movie,
Saturday Night
actually.
Live. That's the reason why I watched that movie, and the reason why I watched what's that other one that came out at the same time with the cattle.
No Country for Old Men.
Yeah, No Country for Old Men.
Ah, I see.
That skit where he drinks your milkshake.
Yeah, I haven't watched that movie, and from the outside, it seems fucking odd.
I mean, the movie is worth a watch. Like, I am not a drama person, but this movie is fucking good. It's like, it's worth watching. It's odd. It is at times like just wildly violent, very poignant. It's a really good
Violent,
movie,
you
and
say?
it was not what I expected. It's not what I expected at all going in, but I am not sorry that I watched it.
Is there a vampire stripper bar at the end?
No, you're thinking of
probably.
what's that other one?
The Tarantino
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez combination.
Yeah, as usual, the
Grindhouse.
Rodriguez part is the fun part.
Not Grindhouse. From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah.
Again, as usual, the Rodriguez part is the good part.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate the build-up. I love the fact that the first time I watched the movie, I did not know anything about the movie. That makes the vampires showing up at the end fucking phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
But you talk about things you remember from a movie. The Blasters wrote the last song that plays in that movie.
Who?
Dark Knight. The name of the group's called The Blasters. I think that's like, they've had albums, but that's the only song that ever got big. I love that song. Dark Knight. If you're listening, go look up The Blasters. Dark Knight is from that movie. It's great. It's a fucking great tune.
All right.
Yeah.
You should know you worked at a radio station, right?
That is not why I remember that song, but but I did. There was a band that came through called Blanco Diablo, and they had a very similar sound to the Blasters, and I brought that up to them, and the lead singer was like, "Holy fuck, nobody's ever mentioned the Blasters to me," and we ended up doing a bunch of shots and talking about basically that movie for half an hour.
Nice.
Yeah, it's good times.
Good time.
An obscure cut from a great movie. Yeah.
Oh. You sneaky cheeky
My little brother
bastard.
used to drink out of the bird bath, and my mom couldn't stop him.
Oh, she's a weak lady. That's why.
Well, he would run off and specifically go to drink out of the birth
Bath.
The birth
It's like
bath.
it's like that thing where, you know, like when a kid's quiet, you're like, what are they into? And what he was into was the bird bath every time.
That, or he would eat dog food. And my mother got concerned and took him to the doctor. She's like, "What do I do? He just keeps eating the dog." He's like, "It's fine. It's actually probably good for him."
I had a cousin that ate sweet oats from his horse's bag. Very weird guy.
Or the
Yeah,
oats
they
any
say
good.
doomsday preppers, they keep a lot of dog food because it's food that stays good for so long. You can survive off of it.
I don't think you want to.
Well, you don't want to, but the world has ended. You can't go to Burger King when there's mutants roving the wastelands. You have to eat your dog food that you buy off Amazon that's got extra omegas in it or whatever.
Let's be real. Burger King is only one step up from dog food anyway. So.
Nah, I think you probably want the cheapest dog food because that's probably going to last the longest. It's got the most preservatives and crap.
We actually had a guy live with us for a while, me and my parents. My parents had a lot of weird people live with us for a while.
They still got one living with them.
Now, my mother lives with me, thank you.
That's right.
But, yeah, motherfucker.
Weird flex, but okay.
But anyway, this guy that was...
like, grow up, buy your parents a house.
But, the guy who lived with us, he was just staying... And we left for some reason, and we had to get dog food for the dogs, so we go to grandma's, grab a grocery bag, leave on the table. Well, for some reason, whether he was drunk or high, he reached into the bag thinking they were Cocoa Puffs and ate a big old handful before spitting them all over the fucking kitchen.
Sounds cool.
That's all I got. Or the time we left for vacation while he was there.
That's all I got. Oh, wait, there's another one.
But wait,
And,
there's more.
And
I don't know.
it looked like he left us a wooden arrow pointing down the hall. And me and my family just, was wondering what the fuck he was pointing at for 30 minutes. Until we flipped the wood over and realized it was like those games at Cracker Barrel that were just turned upside down. Why would he make an arrow pointing down the hall? We were for fucking 30 minutes. Couldn't figure out why. Turns out, no reason at all.
What? Okay, so what? Why did your parents invite weird strangers into your house?
I don't know. I was young at the time. They don't tell me
They
a lot of
probably were
things.
just renting a room or something.
Are your parents swingers and you didn't realize that?
Well, I don't think so, because they're divorced now.
No, I mean, the swinging might have got a little too swingy, but...
I don't know. When we lived in New York, our basement was rented out for a while, and the person that lived down there died while we were out.
No.
I was out with my dad one day.
This is some Frank's level sad shit.
Well, I mean, I don't know how this person died at all. I can't say, but all I can tell you is that my older brother told me
he looked like a piñata.
He was murdered, and it was a serial killer that did it. And what serial killers did was they sprinkle cereal all over the body after they killed them. And Calvin was like, I ate a bloody cornflake. And I believed him.
Your brother's just an asshole.
Your brother sounds like a cool guy. We should get him on the show.
I believed him. I was like 3 when he told me this, and I believed him until well into my teens.
Until like last week,
I just didn't
basically.
think about it. Yeah, like I didn't think about it.
Well, shit.
Until
parents tell you stuff like that as a kid, and it fucks you up, and you don't realize it until you're fucking 25 and realize it's not illegal to turn the light on in the car.
But it should be. While the car's in motion.
Wait, it's not illegal to turn the light on in the car?
Life.
No, it's not. That's just something parents told you because they wanted you to turn the fucking light off.
Because it's hard for you to see while they're driving.
Well,
You
now
could cause
I feel
an accident.
foolish.
What, have you been telling people that too?
No, but I've just kind of been secretly living by that axiom, like, okay.
Like, oh no, it's a car.
Whatever you got to
lights.
do it quick, I want to turn the light on.
Yeah, it makes me worried about having that light on when I fucking shouldn't be.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a chest of drawers until college.
You thought it was a Chester drawers?
Chester drawers.
Some Chester drawers, please. Which sounds like some burlap underwear.
It's the closest I can relate to what you're talking about.
No, shit like that. Just Chester drawers.
Thinking a
Yeah, but that's not like life-changing when you find out, like, okay, so I thought the horse in the Neverending Story actually died until like 2 years ago. Like, I thought that it actually drowned in that movie. And it wasn't supposed to.
It might have, did it not?
It did not. I looked at, there's all those stories that from before the internet that you just believed.
Yeah, just shit
'cause
some
there's no way to
asshole
prove it
made
wrong.
up on a
Yeah.
playground
There's
somewhere.
no way to fact check them.
Yeah.
It's
We've
funny.
talked about that before.
Have you guys ever heard the movie Cannibal Holocaust?
Hell yeah.
Nah.
So it's the you have it, Mahogany?
Nah.
So it was a movie. When it came out, the director got arrested because they thought all the actors were actually killed.
Yeah, they thought it was a real snuff film.
Because he told all the actors after this comes out, disappear for a year. Lay low, go do something. I was like, why
When
the
was
fuck?
this?
The 80s? 70s?
Like late 70s,
Okay.
early 80s, I believe.
It's a fucked up movie.
It's banned, apparently, in like 50 countries or something.
Yeah, it was definitely on the video nasty list, that's for sure.
Well, they used real, not, I don't know if they were cannibals or not, but real, like, tribes people.
Yeah, they used real natives.
And, like, they were just often animals in the actual movie.
There were a lot of actually killing animals in the movie. But, like, they did drag this guy to court, and he actually had to produce the actors that were supposed to be dead, like, to testify.
Yeah, here they are. They're obviously not dead.
Yeah,
Can I go back home now?
not dead.
Yeah. That sounds like an episode of like Matlock or something.
Matlock. I want to see the Cannibal Holocaust episode of Matlock. That's
Just where he's like, Matlock's got that smug look on his face, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you thought they were dead? Well, let me call to the stand."
You did hang out with your grandparents, didn't you?
Yeah, me and my grandma, Murder She Wrote, Matlock, fucking. She used to try to get me to watch Unsolved Mysteries, and I am still scared when I hear that song. When I fucking anything that gives me the heebies and also the jeebies.
I wouldn't watch the X-Files because of the theme music. It scared me too much.
I like the X-Files theme.
See, I was like aliens. Ooh, like that could be really cool. So I was into it.
I'd be terrified to be Jessica Fletcher's friend. Like, unless my name was Tom Bosley.
Oh, Murder She Wrote.
Yeah.
Oh. I was like, who did she play in X-Files?
She was the cigarette smoking man.
Uh-huh. She did not age well.
Jamie Lynch?
What?
That's the cigarette smoking man, right?
No, it's Angela Lansbury. I thought we just covered that.
I don't know who any of these actors are.
No, you do not. You're just a parrot repeating words it's hearing.
Yeah, words I'm hearing, yeah.
Yeah. That's what happens when you hang out with a bunch of elderlies like us.
I'm not elderly. I'm middle-aged.
You're older than the rest of us.
Am I?
You're an old man.
I'm not as old as Kevin, so I've got that.
Yeah, I mean...
You don't look as old as Kevin
Noob,
either.
And then me, and then Toker, and then Terrence.
And make sure you don't edit that part out. I don't look as old as Kevin. Yes.
Score.
It's because Kevin's also bald and has a fucking foot-long white beard.
Yeah. It's like you've got some of your natural hair color on you still.
He looks like one of those guys that you in like a cartoon that's chained to a dungeon wall.
Yeah, he does. Like put a fucking tattered cloth around his waist.
Yeah, there you go. We have it. That's the Kevin look. Spout
It's a good visual.
random incoherencies.
Made me think of the first Legacy of Kain video game, the over-the-top RPG. And there was just you had to feed on blood.
Did he have a scythe?
People to stay alive. No, he had the Soul Reaver, which was the great curved sword. But when you go into dungeons, there would be those people hanging on the walls. And the video game graphics for PlayStation 1 back then weren't super great, so you would just go, oh, and his hand would come up and it would just drain blood out from him from the wall.
Jesus.
You'd hear him going, ooh, and I just, for a minute, pictured Kevin in that video game going, ooh. It's a very unique visual for me.
Yeah,
So
we should coax him into making that noise just to edit it in. Like on the
glad I
side.
could share it. I love those video games. That's one that needs to get a remake.
Soul Calibur? What? What'd you say?
No, Soul Reaver.
Oh,
But
I
the
gotta
one
look it
before
up.
that was Legacy of Kain. I can't remember what the Can't remember the first one.
I don't know. I think it'd be hard to overcome the Devil May Cry fandom to get something like that made.
Yeah,
Legacy. I gotta look up Legacy of Kain 'cause I've never heard of this.
with a K.
The incredibly horny, incidentally, Devil May Cry fandom.
Oh, these graphics are bad. You look like a World of Warcraft zombie.
Kind of, yeah. And I remember this nostalgia brain, but I remember the cutscenes being so phenomenal. And then I tried to watch them not long ago on YouTube and was like, oh, those are terrible. Remember that cartoon reboot? It was worse than that by a mile.
It's amazing how fucking nostalgia can edit images in your head.
Yeah.
Like fucking was playing Crash Team Racing, the old one, and that game in my head I was like, oh, it looks like the old Mario Kart. No, it's like 6 pixels.
6 pixels.
And they forgot to use 2 of them.
Yeah. Especially because old games were never meant to be splayed across a big TV screen.
Yeah.
The smaller the better. I learned. Don't try to play Legend of Zelda on like a 60-inch screen, or you're gonna be like, I don't know what the fuck anything is.
Legend of Zelda, like the first one?
No, like a Ocarina of Time.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
His first one.
Oh, I was thinking like, what's the first one I played? I believe it was Link to the Past, actually, the first one I played.
The golden cartridge on Nintendo. That was my first go at Zelda.
I have that somewhere
I
around
feel
my
like
house.
it was just called The Legend of Zelda, right? Yeah. That's the one we played.
And the very weird Legend of Zelda 2 with the side-scrolling bits I didn't quite understand. Like, I didn't get what was going on in that second game at all when I went back and looked at it.
No, and that's why Nintendo fucks up sometimes. But at least they take risks, right?
Yeah.
I remember the days playing fucking whatever that Mario was, the one where you couldn't save it.
Any of them before World?
Yeah, it was horrible. I remember trying to distract my grandma, like being on one side of the room, being like, "Hey, grandma, you know this thing over here on my desk is really interesting, isn't it?" So she wouldn't look down and see that the light was still on, and go and unplug.
My aunt
Nintendo?
used to be like really into, like, when I was very little. She had a Nintendo, and she just like straight up would just cut it on, play till where she wanted to go, and then leave it. Leave it for hours doing her housework, then go back to it.
Yeah, that's what you had to do if you wanted to get anywhere.
Me and my mom beat the entire Family Guy game on PlayStation 2 And we had to do that because we couldn't find a memory card anywhere.
Oh man,
I've got one.
somebody,
If you want to do that again, I've got one still.
No, I don't. That game's terrible.
Yeah.
Wait, there's a Family Guy game? Christ.
Yeah. It was a standard, like, run and gun, shoot 'em up. It was actually not bad. It was with all the older seasons, so the jokes were at least kind of funny.
Only like
game.
cartoon show based game I ever played was the Simpsons game, where you turned into like hero versions of the Simpsons, and they had Super Marge beating people with their fucking vacuum. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I do have vague
arcade.
memories of that game somewhere in an arcade.
Yeah, I used to play it at the Dollar Theater in Greenville.
There's a Dollar Theater in Charleston that used to have it too.
I think it comes standard with the Dollar Theater.
Yeah, that one and the 3-screen X-Men game.
Oh,
I
gotta love that.
I love
one.
that one too. Yeah, and the Ninja Turtle ones.
Mm-hmm.
But like they had the better Street Fighter game. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like I think it was like Street Fighter Ultimate or something like that.
Okay.
It was still Street Fighter though.
Yeah, it was still Street Fighter. It was like there was Street Fighter 2, and then there was a Street Fighter Champions or Street Fighter Ultimate or something like that.
Turbo Edition?
Say what now?
Street Fighter 2 Turbo Edition?
Possibly.
Yeah,
I don't
they've
know.
released Street Fighter 2 like 8 times or something.
Yeah, like
No, but it wasn't Street Fighter 2. No. It was like Street Fighter something else. But I remember like it had just had like more people, more stuff that you could do, but it never came out for a console. It was just a stand-up game. But yeah, that was the business.
a quarter devouring monster.
Yep. Just that's where I honed my button pressing skills. Man.
Yeah.
Push
Yeah.
fast. Toker's mad because I beat him at Street Fighter.
She did.
that
She
one
beat the
time.
shit out of me on Street Fighter a lot. And I got mad because she low kicked me to death in that last match. And I was like, I'm done. Bring go outside and smoke.
Bringing the cheap
I was
shit.
the by neighborhood champ, is all I'm saying. Is people come from the
Sweep the
surrounding
leg.
neighborhoods to play me. And like the rule was, I'm gonna beat you with Chun-Li. If I don't beat you with Chun-Li, one more round and I'll beat you with Ryu. But yeah, because Chun-Li, like in the original Street Fighter, her moves were just not as strong, and it's annoying, but it's true. But she was real fast, so anyway.
I don't know. My favorite fighting game is still Super Smash Brothers.
I never really.
It's a
got
different
into
kind
that
of
one.
fighting game.
It is, but it's still my favorite.
I'm pretty
I like
excited for
Mario
that
Kart.
that Ninja Turtles beat 'em up that they're coming out with, like in the traditional style.
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool. I hope it's for Switch.
I'm sure it's coming to Switch if it's Ninja Turtles.
I'm sure with that setup, it's going to be on everything. It's very old school looking.
Yeah, I just don't know like how the licensing works. Like it's Nickelodeon game, so
So, yeah. So they'll put that shit on everything to make their money back.
man, I guess who owns Nickelodeon now? Like shit, I don't even know. Like
I think Turner Media?
I don't know. Okay, well then yeah, it might not be like weirdly console locked.
No, Universal owns them.
Oh, okay.
And if Universal owns them, then it's definitely going to Switch. Because Super Nintendo Land just got approved for Florida and California.
Oh, that sounds. I don't know.
Super Nintendo Land?
It's like this is like a sub part of Universal Studios. Is that what you're talking about?
I believe so, yes.
Oh, okay, like
Oh.
like the Harry Potter park or the Jurassic Park park.
They already have one in Japan, and it looks awesome.
When you walk in, is there just a mister of LSD and ecstasy so that you can really get into the music at the time?
Yes.
No, but they have Mario Kart with real go-karts and little AR goggles that go over your head. You can like grab invisible items and throw it at people.
Can you
I don't know
turtle?
if I
Can
want
you
to
black
play
shell
Mario
people?
Kart like that.
Black shell?
Yeah, you know the black shell with the spikes. You go. Woo, 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 woo.
Oh, okay.
That's a blue shell? Boomer?
No, the black shell with the spikes is probably from something else. Because there's blue shell and there's red shell.
And green
And
shell.
green.
Regular Mario Kart and green, yeah.
I just assumed it was meant to be black,
No.
just because of the way it graded out. And never mind.
Maybe you've been
I mean, I feel
colorblind
like-
for a long time
Well,
and nobody's noticed.
I used to play my Nintendo on a black and white TVs.
That's the worst.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what it is.
You
That's
can't even
what it
enjoy
is.
all 8 bits.
Well, you can. The problem is that like with those old Nintendo games, there was one called like Werewolf and the front cover was really awesome, and I got it. It was basically Castlevania style, but there was a green orb for healing and a red orb that would deal damage to you, and they looked exactly the same, and I'm playing it on a black and white TV, so I didn't know if that was like, hey, you've made it this far, here's some health, or hey, that's a trap you have to work a way around. So I always had to figure it out on the first go.
This
Playing
reminds
that shit on hard mode.
This reminds me of
Basically.
a story. I used to live with our friend Doug. And,
oh, it's Doug. You live with Doug?
I lived with Doug, for a while.
How was that?
It was, it's Doug, whatever. But he was playing Max Payne. Max Payne when it just came out. And like he's and I'm watching him, and I'm sitting on the couch while he's playing the video game, and I'm reading, and like he's on this weird level where he keeps going between these two rooms where he has killed everybody. Just there's nothing. He's like, what's going on? I can't find a way out. And I'm like, and I start watching the game in earnest because I have no idea what the fucking game's about, whatever. And I'm like, why don't you just go where the green light is on the elevator? He's like, the what? And that's how I learned that Doug was colorblind, because there was a green light and a red light that told you which floor was lower or higher. He just circled the shit for fucking half an hour.
Well, and on that note, because Terrence, it looks like your internet's about to fucking explode. Why don't you go ahead and take us out of here?
Oh, is it? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you were auto-tuned for a minute there.
Okay. Yeah, everyone
It'll be fine on his end because he's recording at his house.
Thanks, everyone, for listening to Noob Show and enduring my boyfriend's peculiar housekeeping techniques and times. And
was he at least wearing the maid outfit?
Huh?
Was he at least wearing the maid outfit?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't wear anything while he cleans. It's all nudity for him.
Nice.
He likes to shirt cock it while he vacuums. But yes. What was I even doing? Oh yes. Thanks for watching the Noob Show. No, wait, listening to the Noob Show. We have many other wonderful products in the homebrew detritus line. Some of them actually entertaining, and you can find those in the links below, or in the notes section, or whatever the fuck you're watching this on. I'd like to also thank my co-guests, Mahogany and Toker, for not basically making fun of me too hard about my home life. Which
I got a butthole, motherfucker.
Yeah, I would not like to thank Toker for relaying that story. I'd like to thank Noob for nothing, basically. Anyway, good night.
Okay, bye.
Butthole, motherfucker.
Oh, no.